What's up, yo? I don't even know what the name of this channel is gonna be. I'm just talking though. Hope you all enjoy the gameplay. I got this idea from another YouTuber. I don't really remember his name. Concept or the video style I got for him, and the general topics that I'm gonna cover is gonna be pretty similar to his as well. So I'll link that channel down below. If y'all are interested in watching him, because we're gonna be talking about ideas that are pretty similar. Won't agree on everything, obviously, but that's not the point. It's to learn and to share what we learn and to bring everyone around us up, make them better, as well as making ourselves better. Anyway, this topic is going to be about, or this video is going to be about getting that snowball rolling. This, the snowball, the snowball effect takes place in pretty much everything in our lives. But the most notable is compound interest. Having that little tiny snowball being rolled at the beginning is all it takes to get a giant, humongous snowball later down the road. Alright, that sounds kind of like shit. Basically, planting a seed early, by pushing that snowball down early, you give yourself plenty of ramp, plenty of time for that tiny snowball to grow into something huge. And like I said earlier, a great example of that would be with investing in compound interest. But this applies to pretty much everything in life. Progressive overload, if you're working out, a lot of people try to go balls to the wall on the very first day, end up burning themselves up before they even start the race, before they even get anywhere close to finishing. And this snowball theory, or the snowball compounding effect, that encapsulates pretty much everything in life. There's a story that complements, links, and basically works really well with the snowball theory. And that is the story of the tortoise and the hare. A lot of people think it's the really giant big things. It's completing one giant task that's going to get you to the next level, or it's going to be this one special diet that gets you to your dream physique, or it's completely crushing it in the workouts that you go into the gym, or it's throwing all of your money into a high risk, high reward investment like cryptocurrency or a highly speculative tech stock. And although those do hit big sometimes, it's not very often. And one would be better with just taking it slow and easy and just focusing on building that little tiny snowball and pushing it down the hill. You don't want to build a shitty snowball. Try to pack the snow as fast as you can, and you don't compact it good enough. That Snowball starts rolling down, and it just falls apart mid-roll. And you got to spend all that time building back up again. When someone else, the tortoise, he's not swinging for the fences. He's not putting all of his money into Bitcoin or a super speculative tech stock. He's putting his money into some ETFs. And although he's not putting in large lump sums, he's putting away $50 to $100 a paycheck or a month or whatever. Anything that he can afford, he's just starting that snowball small. And as long as he's consistent with that, he can build something great over an X amount of period of time. Granted, the tortoise route takes longer, but the results are way more likely to happen. Obviously, you can invest in something highly speculative. You know, you could have been one of those people that invested in the Bitcoin whenever it was just a couple dollars a coin, bought 1,000 of them, and you're set up for life now just by making that one purchase. And you can also, 100 years into the future, or 50 years into the future, the U.S. economy could collapse, and that S&P 500 stock that's so reliable, and that S&P 500 ETF that's so reliable, you know, that ain't worth shit anymore. Well, that was supposed to be super reliable and something to keep growing in value, but it ends up crashing. And there's a possibility of that too. But what is the likelihood of the United States economy totally crashing to zero in our lifetime? It's pretty damn low. I mean, there's still a chance of that happening, of course. But in reality, there's not really a big chance of the United States crashing to complete zero. There's just no way of that happening unless a nuclear war goes on or something like that. But there have been many crashes in the markets up to this point. There was a COVID crash. There was the 2008 housing crash. There was the dot-com bubble. There was the Great Depression. And during all those downturns, if you would have just kept investing, holding your money in those ETFs, you'd still be rich today. You invested at the bottom of the dot-com at the time. Oh, fuck this. I ain't even gonna elaborate on this part. Essentially, it's all about getting that snowball rolling. When it comes to working out, for example, instead of putting all this pressure on yourself to go into the gym and basically max out and go to failure every single set, every single day, 7 days a week, can't stop working out, you can eventually burn yourself out. And you're going to be doing a lot of pushing. You're going to build that snowball up pretty fast during the times whenever you're pushing super hard. But there's a point where the progress stops. Scratch that. I don't even know. I got all these bugs crawling in my ears and shit like that. I'm gonna walk outside right now. And these bugs that are bothering me. Anyway, back to the snowball effect. You know, starting that shit early, man. Like, if you were to do full body workout twice a week, every single week for the whole year, you'd be in better shape than like 80, 90% of the people in the United States, to be honest with you. I don't think the average American even gets 10,000 steps a day. And I was doing research for one of my projects in school, and I'm pretty sure the percentage of people that go to the gym in America or that claim they lift weights is like 15 or 20%. All Americans claim they lift weights. And those are people just claiming it, you know. Are they consistent? Maybe they went once. Maybe they went once in a month. And it was that one day and they come do the interview and try to get some results. And they're like, yeah, I go to the gym, but in reality, they only go like once a month. In reality, not many people are going to the gym. So just by doing it slow and steady, you build something great over time, man. And it's a whole lot easier to stay consistent and to stay motivated whenever you're going up on increments and you see progress. Even though it's slow, you're seeing progress. You see yourself moving forward and you're not burning yourself out by doing it. You don't feel like you're in hell. Sometimes you will. That's just part of the game, but it's a whole lot more manageable to have a workout routine whenever it's not totally draining all your energy every single day. A whole lot easier. A whole lot easier to stay consistent whenever you come home and you know that, I only got to do like, I only got to do like 3 or 4 exercises, like 1 to 3 sets each. You know, like it ain't too terrible compared to, damn, I just freaking destroyed my legs yesterday. Now I got to come back in and destroy my upper body and my back and all that fancy jazz and continuing to do that day over day over day, like that, like dreadful feeling of, oh man, dude, I feel like I got so little energy and gotta still keep up with my responsibilities for the day. I still gotta be productive at work. I can't just chill at work so I can have all this energy whenever I get home from my workout, like you gotta balance everything. By taking it to the extreme, I mean, if you want to be a professional bodybuilder, I mean, that's what it's gonna take. Pretty much sacrificing everything in order to optimize for perfectly. But if you're wanting to have a more balanced, more well-rounded life, having decent finances as well as like having some sort of life outside of like having some sort of like free time, or you still want to have health, you still want to have like a social circle. You can't fully optimize for working out, and sometimes you just got to do enough to move forward, and you don't have to optimize 100%, because I've done that before in the past too, and I still do it to this day. I still ain't got my eating plan, and I still don't track my calories all the time. And right now I'm starting on a routine. I'm just sticking to the basics, and I want to continue working on the basics and work on my foundation. Um, what was I going to go with that? Basically, I want to keep putting in the time and the work, and I want to put it in consistently, because 2 or 3 decent workouts a week will beat one really good workout a week. You're just getting in more volume. And yeah, and back to optimization. I got ADHD, mine is killing me right now. I'm staying to the point, but optimizing to 100% is, well, kind of like being a perfectionist will kill getting any results at all because it'll paralyze you instead of pushing you forward. Like, yeah, like I was saying, like I was trying to have everything in place, like a meal plan, training plan, um, stretching plan, all of that, all lined up before I wanted to go and work out because I'm like, well, if I'm gonna go in here and put in all this work in the gym, I want to get like the maximum results that I can from the time that I put in, and realistically, like that's the best way to do it. But unless we just have money to blow, like we can't just hire people to do that for us, and we have to do it ourselves and trying to like find the time to do that, find the time and energy, and have everything lined up to where you're able to do that perfectly. I mean, can it be done? Yeah. But if you end up pushing off working out so you can get that perfection, I mean, it takes you 6 months to do that, then the person that didn't fully optimize and has been just consistently working out 2 to 3 times a week, like they've already got almost almost 3 digits of workout experience. They have a way more experience in the gym pushing weights and way more reps of progress already under the belt. Even though it wasn't perfect, it was still moving them forward. They're way further ahead than the person I was waiting, so they ain't gotta be perfect to take the jump. Everything ain't gonna line up perfectly, but just keep moving in the right direction. Just move in the right direction. Get that snowball started. It's in your finances. Put $50 to $100 a month in a paycheck, even if it's $5 or $10. Start putting a little bit. Start putting a little bit in. Start that snowball rolling in your house. Just go on a couple walks. Just go on like a 5-10 minute walk on a day, and just gradually ramp that up little by little. Just take tiny steps towards the goal, and over a long enough period of time, you'll get a very long way. Just imagine this: if you walked every single day of your life, just imagine it was a road that went straight, and you just walk that thing every single day. Every single day, you're just walking. You ain't running. Every single day for 40 years, man. You'll get a long way by just going really slow. If you were to start 20 years later, you'd have to run in order to catch up with a guy that's walking and meet him at the finish line at the same time. So you got to put in way less energy, effort, capital at the very beginning, the earlier you start. And if you wait longer and push it off. So, momentum is your biggest friend, or it can also be your biggest enemy. You could be in a downward momentum spiral of chaos and destruction, and that momentum is going to keep carrying you down there. And in that situation, you want to break that. You want to break that momentum and start the upward trajectory again. But it can also work in the other way. Positive momentum, and that exponential compound, So, yeah, man, start early. Start even if it seems like such a little amount. Over time, man, those little tiny steps forward like those really do add up, and do not underestimate the power of compounding, man. I know it's gonna sound cheesy, and you probably heard this on like every single freaking dividend or investing video that you ever hear, but Einstein's theory of compounding being one of the wonders of the world, and one of the crazy, amazing things about this world. I can't remember the exact name right now, and it's kind of frustrating me, but it's like one of the wonders in the world. It's compound interest because that's exponential, man. Like, swear, dude. Like it's kind of like the. Would you rather have $1 million now or a penny double every single day for 30 days? A penny don't seem like much, but you know, maybe keep doubling, man. Maybe keep doubling on the number, dude. You get kind of crazy. You get kind of crazy, and why time is so important is because most of that exponential growth happens at the very end. Like if you go to that one penny scenario for 30 days, like the first 3 days, like 1 cent to 2 cents, 2 cents to 4 cents, 4 cents to 8 cents. But then just imagine the very last day, like you're probably at like, I don't have a calculator with me right now and I ain't doing all the math, but like imagine you got like 500,000 on day 29, like day 30 you got 1 million, you just double 500,000, man. That's crazy. It just took one day. But it also just took one day to get from 1 cent to 2 cents. And that's what happens whenever you keep packing money into your investing account. You keep getting interest paid to you, or your capital keeps growing. And then the capital, like for me, for example, I do dividend investing. So that dividend I get, I just reinvest back in. And then whenever the dividends come around again, I get dividends on top of that I already invested. And then I also get dividends on the dividends that I reinvested. So it's like a money glitch. But in order for the money glitch to work, you need to, or for it to even seem like it's even impactful, you got to get to Charlie Munger says, the first 100,000's a bitch. You got to get that, man, because like you said, you could take the penny experiment, you have 1 penny and you double it. Say, it takes a year to double. You put a penny in. At the end of that year, you get 2 cents. So you just double your returns in a certain amount of period of time. And then you have the 500,000. If it takes a year to double, you got 500,000 in the same period of time. Took on the same risk. You took on the same period of time, but you just had bigger capital to work with. You had more to multiply on top of. So you just want to have, like, yeah, you just want to get that snowball rolling. And once it hits the top, once it hits the peak and it starts really rolling down, man, there's really nothing you can do to stop it. You'd really have to sabotage it yourself. Like just take all the money out and sell it and just start being dumb with your money. But if you've already gotten to the point where you've invested and dripped your way all the way to like a couple $1 million, and it's really not a good likely chance of you just blowing all that money. So anyway, y'all, just want to put it out there, start that snowball now. Start early. Really aren't going to see much results in the beginning. Probably be doubting yourself. Shit, man, I'm wasting my life. Is this even worth it? I've had those thoughts so many times. I still have them today. I'm like, man, right now I'm walking. I could be inside spending time with family. I could be playing video games. I have a thumb up my ass right now. I could be literally doing anything else. And it's the opportunity cost, like, because I spent an hour working out, it means I couldn't spend an hour somewhere else making money or relaxing or enjoying myself. Like, is it even worth it? But looking back, I'm so thankful I stuck with it, dude, because if I would have started today, that would have been 5 years of experience that I would have not have gained, and that like all that experience and all that learning and knowledge that you get just stacks on top of each other, man. Like you don't even know, dude. You don't even know. Like I swear, man, it's a snowball and everything. Knowledge. You start off with such a small knowledge base. You're 18, just enter the world, you have no idea what the hell is going on. Get your first job, start to learn a little bit more. Get your second job, start to learn a little bit more on top of that, and then you have two jobs that you can reference of like how work is and how life is. And then before you know, you got this whole resume of things that you have done, and you kind of know, like you kind of know what's going on. You have some experience, and you understand, and you're able to make better choices. You know, all that compounds too, man. So I'm just putting that out there for y'all who are discouraged or starting from the bottom. And it seems like you can't do anything. It seems like you're out of control of your life, man. Like, doesn't sound sexy. You're not going to get rich really quick. You're not going to get a six pack in a couple months. Probably not going to get yourself out of that depression for a little while. But you know, it's all about reversing that momentum. It's all about stopping that downward spiral, stopping it to a halt, figuring out which direction you want to go in, or even if you don't know the direction, you know, just doing a direction that, like a gut feeling that you got, you're like, feel like this could be right, and just jump with it, man. And if you succeed, then you'll learn something from it, and you improve and you grow. But if you fail, it's a lesson. And it's something that you can base new decisions off of. If you stuck the fork in an outlet and you got shocked, you know, next time it comes around, you know, you're not going to do the same thing again. You're going to have a different plan. You're going to have a different way of attacking the problem. So, yeah, man, I could talk about this all day long. I love this shit. I really do. I love helping people out. And I love giving people hope and will to live and just a light, just a little tiny light that they can follow so they can get out of the darkness, man. Because I know I've been there, dude. And sometimes like yesterday, dude, I had like the most unproductive day of my life, dude. And, like I was just walking around eating a bunch of bullshit food, just moping around, not working out. I literally got nothing done yesterday. And honestly felt like shit. And I was like, but the crazy thing is I used to live like that every single day. And I didn't even know that there was a different way to live. But now, like I have one of those days and I look at it, I'm like, man, this sucks. Like I've only got X amount of days on this planet. And I really just spent it really not doing shit. And I could beat myself up. I could beat myself up over it. And I can just be disappointed and just let that downward momentum just spiral me down. Or I've been through this cycle enough, because life's full of ups and downs, and I'm riding a high where life is going great, and then I hit one of those days like yesterday, and it seems like all momentum has just been stopped. I hit a brick wall, and I feel myself starting to get sucked back downwards. And I've just been through this cycle so many times. I already know that, like, all right, I can either cycle back down and start all the way over, or I can just take a tiny step forward again and just start building that momentum. Momentum, guys, momentum. That is, I would say that's the biggest thing they have to learn in life. At least from my point of view, at least from my life, I've learned that momentum is the most crucial thing in success or achieving goals or happiness for me, man. Happiness is all about having forward momentum, no matter what it is in life, man. Like, as long as I'm moving forward, I feel good. I'm like, this day was not a waste. I at least made my future life better. I did something for my future self. Instead of, I took away comfort and safety, and I put myself in debt in the future so I can have a good time now. Like, I'm trying to defer a lot of that instant gratification for later. Because to be honest, I got it pretty good right now. Still live with my parents. I ain't got to pay rent. I got a pretty solid job. School's getting paid for, and I'm just sticking my head down, and I'm just accepting that, I'm not living on my own yet. It ain't sexy, you know. I'm in a relationship right now, but if I were a single man, there's nothing sexy about living with your parents. Um, so you gotta eat it a little bit in the ego department. Like I ain't the man yet, but I'm not gonna fake being the man. I put myself in debt, buying a bunch of Gucci, buying a bunch of Supreme, buying nice shoes, nice clothes for the name brand, just to flex on people, make it look like I'm rich, when in reality I'm freaking drowning in debt, and I'm making my life miserable just to seem like I'm successful. People that I don't even really care about, or people that don't even really care about me. It just really ain't worth it, dude. Like, the more you can do now for your future self, the easier life is to be down the line. And life is only going to get more difficult the longer you're here, dude. Like, your body's going to start breaking down eventually. You can stay on top of your health. You're probably going to have a family. Uh, Even if you don't, you're going to start meeting more people. You'll probably want to have a significant other. There's going to be people counting on you. You have kids, you got more responsibilities, promotion and jobs. You're up higher, you gotta have more responsibilities at work. Probably got a house, and now you're tied down with a mortgage and all that. Like life just keeps getting harder whenever you from basically the day you're born to probably retirement, man. And you just want to start that early, guys. That's all I'm trying to say. I feel like I'm beating a dead horse, just saying the same thing in a million different types of ways. I kind of am trying to beat into your guys' head that it's better to start now than just saying YOLO and dealing with it another day, because it's only going to be worse down the road. So, end of the story, guys. Just start that snowball now. Um, you don't have to be super ultra extreme like me. You can live a more balanced lifestyle depending on what you want out of life. But for me, I'm more extreme because I want to see more extreme results. I don't think I want to be I don't want to be like a billionaire, trillionaire, where my entire life is based around business and spend no time with friends and families and free time and sacrificing my health in the gym. But I also don't want to just be average as well. I don't want to just be coasting through life. I want to push down the gas pedal, and give some effort. And, like, just want to be like First Man. It's another channel that I watch. You know, he, yeah, he explains the straight seven system, just being a seven in every category, having a seven, being, um, being a 7 out of 10 body, 7 out of 10 money, 7 out of 10, um, guess like mental knowledge, like what like IQ, just being like a 7 out of 10 there. Business 7 out of 10, just be like a 7 out of 10, fashion. Be like a 7 out of 10 in like every single category, you're gonna average out to be the best, like you could either be like a 10 out of 10 looks, but your finances are shit. It's like a 1 out of 10. And then, your game is shit. And the way you dress is shit. So you got like a 10 up here, and then you got like a 5 in fashion, and then you got like a 3 in hygiene or something like that. Like those balance out to be way lower than the straight 7 across, man. You're above average in like every category. Like eventually you're just gonna be top 1%. Yeah. Like I'm telling you guys, it really is not that much harder to be better than a lot of people these days, dude, because the bar is set really freaking low. Like, you kind of really have to do is just like, you just have to do more than the bare minimum. Like, most people don't even make their bed in the morning. Like, shit, dude, just by going on a walk, 30-minute walk every single day, like, you're doing more than like 80% of the people in the United States do, like, for real. Like just by walking, you're doing more than 80% of the people. If you keep stacking stuff like that on top of each other, that snowball once again, beating a dead horse. Eventually, man, you're just gonna be so far ahead that it's gonna be impossible to catch up, dude. Like there's still hope out there, even if you're starting from nothing, man. Like you can build that forward momentum, and it's gonna take a while. It's gotta have that patience. But I believe in y'all, guys. We got it. We got this thing. Whenever you have one of those sucky days, just understand, like, there's two options. Stall, you draw them back down and get further from where you want to be, or just accept it, put your head down, and keep moving forward. Like, just keep moving forward, guys. Positive forward momentum. Even if that's by 1 mile per hour extra a day, even if it's just by 1 foot a day. Foot a day for 40 years, that's a lot of feet, man. Just keep going. Keep going. Oh, man, this fills me with energy. Like, this is what I want to do, dude. Like, this is what I want to do all the time is just drop game on people. And if I ever get anything wrong, like, I'm totally down with getting criticized and getting told that I'm wrong and learning from those people. Like, I already know I'm not the best in this world. I already know that there's so many people better than me in literally every single category of my life. I know that there's people out there better than me in finances. I know there's people out there better than me in working out. I know there's people out there better than me at talking to people. I know there's people out there that's better than me out working on cars. I know there's people out there better than me at YouTube. But guess what? All I can do is be better than myself. And guess what? If I get a 7 out of 10 and all those, I'd be a happy man, dude. I'd be a happy man. Just don't settle. Just don't settle. Just keep moving forward, guys. I'm gonna keep beating the dead horse, y'all. Keep beating the dead horse. So, yeah, guys, hope y'all enjoyed. I want to make more of these videos. Dude, I really don't know. I'm kind of winging it right now, dude. I'm kind of starting that snowball right now. That's all I'm trying to do as well, because I haven't posted a video on freaking forever. So, it's been my first video back, just pushing that snowball back down, starting that YouTube growth grind. I'll talk to y'all later. Adios.